Hola amigos de Inka, ¿qué tal? Estamos en el Hotel Mariangola con un gran invitado. En esta oportunidad tenemos a la banda Led Zeppelin, que hace tributo a Led Zeppelin, tocando esta noche. Y antes del show tenemos el gran agrado de conversar con su baterista, que representa al gran icono de la batería, John Bonham. Con ustedes el señor Derek Smith. Derek, welcome to Peru.
Nice to be here.
Yes, it's great to be great to have you here playing on this tribute, which is it's special because it's one of the few bands from US that do this kind of tribute that come on tour. It's a whole tour from South America, no?
It is, yeah. We're going to be going. We started off in Panama, and we're here in Peru now. We're going to be going to Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay, and then throughout Brazil as well.
So yeah, how started the band?
The band has been around for about 30 years now.
Yeah.
And I've been with them for about 2 years. They found me through a couple of YouTube videos that I have up online.
Yeah.
And they were starting to look for their new drummer at that point. And so when they saw the videos that I had, they contacted me, and I went in and auditioned and was able to get the job.
Yeah. So, how was the biggest challenge to try to duplicate John Bonham groove, John Bonham playing?
The groove, certainly, like trying to just night after night after night,
yeah.
But also the energy.
Yeah.
They, there are different stages of John Bonham's playing where in the beginning it was more like, arms and much more energy, and then by the end he was very controlled with his wrists and much more technique. So it's trying to infuse the energy that he had early on with the technique that he had later on. So the energy, it just requires a lot of energy.
Yes. One of the things of John Bonham is the sound.
Yes.
It's a big sound, but very, very peculiar for this time, because actually when you listen now those records, you can duplicate that sound because it's
very
last,
true.
It's big, but it's analog, but it's even now in the digital era, you cannot duplicate that sound.
No, it is. That part is very difficult, and even today at soundcheck, the more modern sound men are like, because I tune the drums much higher and much bigger sounding, and the sound guys are like, don't like the way that sounds, and you kind of have to readjust, more of the overheads and less of the spot mics. And so it's trying to accomplish that sound. Certainly having the big drums makes a big difference, but with modern drums too that are different dimensions, trying to tune them to be appropriate to that music is certainly a challenge.
Yes, so about the tuning, everybody, you can play, you can do the chops, but the tuning is a big thing of if you want to emulate one drummer. In this case, it's a big one, so it's a big sound. It's a lot of harmonics. It's echo. No?
Yes.
So usually, in good conditions and sound, how do you tune your drums?
I usually have the batter head, the top head tuned medium high. Each drum kit is a little different. Like the Green Sparkle that he played is tuned like medium to medium high. The Vista Light kit, the see-through one, is more high. So the batter head is always going to be medium to medium high tuning, and then the bottom, the resonant head, is going to be high. Much pitched up, higher. And same with the kick drum, same with the floor toms, and then same with the snare drum as well.
Yeah. We know in US the tribute bands became bigger and bigger.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the level is being increased because now it's not just to show in the stage and play the record. It's to present a whole production, dressing, try to do thematical, like a specific tour, specific record,
Yes, yeah.
certain era of the band. How is the homework for a drummer?
It does require a lot of time, and it is difficult in so many ways. I love the music, so I could listen to like the bootlegs, to the live recordings, to the studio albums all day, every day, and never get tired of them. And I found that as I started to drum more and pursued it professionally, the way my brain thinks is, I think, not exactly the same as John Bonham, but it's certainly, my playing style was already sort of similar to that, like more just
More
like
attack?
Yeah, kind of like emphasizing the groove and like trying to hit you here.
Yeah.
And so it was easier for me to pick up what he was playing,
Yeah.
and sort of be like, okay, yeah, like maybe I understand where he was coming from in that regard. Whereas if I were to try and do Neil Peart,
Yeah.
it would be like, it would just fry my brain. That's just not where my head is.
Yeah.
So what I do is listen to the recordings, like the bootlegs, over and over and over again, and there will be like, oh, June 21st, 1977.
Yeah.
I love the fill he does like there, so I'm going to study that, and tonight when we play, I'm going to put that in there.
Yeah.
And the whole band kind of does that. We'll be like, hey, why don't we play this performance from 1975 tonight?
Yeah.
Or why don't we do from 1971 tonight, or the various performances?
Yeah.
And so we all go home and we all study on our own, and then we come and...
How is the circuit in US of these tribute bands? How it works?
That's a good question. Some bands are very fortunate because sometimes it's not all about the talent involved. Sometimes it's just being at the right place at the right time, like with anything. But oftentimes, again, Led Zeppelin has been a band, has been around for next year will be the 30th anniversary, and so it was just perseverance. Just continuing, again, because you love the music, just continuing on and on and on. And so there are a lot of bands that start that think maybe they will be very successful early on, and when that does not happen, you know, they become discouraged and they give up. And other bands just keep going and going and going. And I think for Led Zeppelin in particular, Jimmy Page actually came and saw a show in 2004 and was very impressed, and came back and met the band, and was very flattering and very nice to everybody, saying, you know, wow, you guys did a tremendous job of really like capturing what we were going for. And from that point on, the band just became more and more successful, having Jimmy Page's endorsement. So, but before that, you know, they were doing it like a lot of other bands, where you just have to do bar gigs and small clubs and everything, playing to 20, 30 people, and just doing it because you love it. And then eventually it started to become more successful. And I think that's how it is for a lot of the bands that are in the United States.
Yeah. And you have the opportunity to meet Jason Bonham.
Yeah.
He played, I saw once when he's seen he's playing the band.
Mm-hmm.
So he also is doing credibility what you do. You know?
Yes, yeah, he's a very nice guy, and he's a big supporter of the band. He came, I think I wasn't in the band at the time, but right after they had done, Led Zeppelin had actually played their reunion show in 2007.
Yeah.
The very next thing he did was actually play with Led Zeppelin again. He was in Los Angeles, and they were playing a show, and yeah, he got up on stage with them, and then from that point on, he's kept in touch with the band, and I've had an opportunity to meet him, and he's a very, very nice guy. And yeah, I think a big supporter of what we do.
maybe a question that is not used to do to the bands. It's about the royalties, about the permissions to do that.
Yes.
Maybe because you are trying to duplicate. Maybe this is copyright, this production. Maybe the copyright, even the clothes that you're wearing.
Yeah.
You have isn't any problem, issues like that when the tribute bands doing that?
I have actually. It's funny you asked that because not with us yet, and hopefully never. But even we have friends that also do a Led Zeppelin tribute, and they call themselves the Led Zeppelin Experience, and they had Led Zeppelin's lawyers contact them saying,
No,
you can't do that. Yeah.
You can use the name.
You can call yourselves maybe, I think they go like No Quarter, the Led Zeppelin Experience, so now they just have to call themselves No Quarter.
I think Jason Bourne is the only one
Yeah,
with the
the Led
right
Zeppelin
to
Experience.
put Led Zeppelin or something similar.
Yeah, exactly.
He has his own tribute band doing that. Huh?
Yeah. So it is, I know we've done some recordings of like the live shows, and we do have to pay the royalties for all that, anything along those lines. So far, there haven't been any issues with copyright infringement with just playing the shows. So, and again, that's where I think we're all hoping that because Jimmy Page came to the shows and was like, gave us a thumbs up, that we won't have to worry
That's
about
very
that.
important.
Yeah, I think we're the only, I think there's a female Led Zeppelin tribute band that he also went and saw, but otherwise I think we're the only Led Zeppelin tribute band that he's come to see that he was like,
Yeah, cool. I would like to make like a list, maybe the whole discography and one specific song that you play, or maybe that you like to play, or you would like to, you know, maybe if you do one gig, or let's say again, I do this repertoire, what, 10 songs? Or
10, okay. Definitely off of Zeppelin 1, in particular, Good Times, Bad Times. I think that is just a masterpiece. All the stuff he's doing on the cowbell, on the kick drum, keeping the hi-hat going the whole time. So Good Times, Bad Times. Zeppelin 2, I love the Lemon song. Such a good groove, and John Paul Jones and the bass stuff that he's doing. So I'd have to probably go with that. Everything on there is great, but Lemon song. Zeppelin 3, Out on the Tiles is a great drum track. Zeppelin 4, that's tough. Like I have found that rock and roll goes over the best with the audience, and they love that song. But for me personally, like When the Levee Breaks, it's just such a great iconic groove. Off of Houses of the Holy, probably. I really love the Rain song, the studio version of the Rain song, what he's doing with the brushes, and then again the dynamics. So I'll go with the Rain song. The song Remains the Same is great too, and Over the Hills and Far Away, and the crunge. It's because I'm not a huge fan of the whole song, but the crunge, the drum part and the bass part are my favorite of all time. Such a great groove. But I'll say the Rain song on that one. Physical Graffiti. There are a lot of good. I really like Night Flight a lot. Kashmir is great.
I love the Rover.
The Rover. The Rover is such a great groove. You could go for any number of those songs and be happy. 10 Years Gone. I really like that song. The drum part is very good, but the song itself is one of my favorites. Let's see. Presence. Achilles' Last Stand. Certainly Nobody's Fault But Mine. I really enjoy Candy Store Rock. I think the groove on that is a very creative drum part. And then, let's see, we've got Enter the Outdoor, Fool in the Rain. Such a great display, again, of his style from that song in particular versus, you know, more of the rock type stuff that he did early on. Like Moby Dick, again, off of The Song Remains the Same. The live versions of Moby Dick are certainly, as much as I love listening to jazz drummers like Joe Morello and Buddy Rich and some of those guys, John Bonham had just such a musical quality to the way he approached his solos that I still find enjoyable. That there's just the power of them, but the musicality of them, just the way he kind of danced around the kid was really nice. Hey guys, my name is Derek Smith. I'm the drummer in Led Zepp again. It is most a pleasure to be here talking to Inka Drums here in Peru. It is very much an honor. I think if I had to say one thing about drums or give any sense of advice, it's to never forget how much personality the drums can really add to a song. Certainly you never want to overplay, but never forget how much the drums really make great music great. So whether that's in the tuning of them, whether that's in particular fills, you know, continue to explore your own sense of originality and creativity because it's that sense of personality that is going to make a song really, really great.